Good evening and welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting of Wednesday, March 19th. I'd like to announce that this meeting is being recorded by Dartmouth Community Media. And at this time, I would like to call upon everyone to stand so that we can pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd ask that you all remain standing for a moment of silence in honor of our soldiers, past and present. Thank you. I'd like to also announce that the next regular scheduled meeting for the Board of Appeals is Wednesday, April 23rd of 2025, here in room 304 at the Town Office Building. The matter, moving on to the public hearings portion of tonight's meeting, the first matter, which is a continued matter, is Special Permit ZSP 25-1. The petitioner is Jason Rocha, who's also the owner of the property. The subject property is located at 9 Autumn Court. The property is also known as map 66, lot 20-34. It's located in the single residence B district. We've already waived the reading of the abutters list. And the petitioner in this case is seeking a special permit to build a 32 by 38 storage building on a lot located in the Aquifer Zone 3 district, increasing lot coverage from 17.8 to 20.6%, which does not comply with the town's zoning bylaws. They're seeking relief on the Article 28, Section 375-28.6, A1 special permit uses. I've already read the comments from town boards. One of the biggest issues we had with this case, gentlemen, if you don't remember, was the fact that there was an access to this garage on a roadway in which there was a specific restriction delineated on a plan that there was to be no access over the rear portion of Harvest Street, I think, or Harvest Avenue. And I think we've received some new plans which have omitted a gravel driveway on the plan showing access from Harvest Avenue. But we still have the same proposed vehicle storage dwelling, I believe the same size, pretty much the same location. And if it's not, then I'm sure the petitioner will enlighten us. So at this point in time, I'm going to call upon the petitioner to come forward and update us on what's changed on the plan. If you can identify yourself with your name and address, please.
Jason Rocha, 9 Autumn Court. So the revised plan, we removed the driveway, and we are removing the walkway, as you can see, to be removed. It's highlighted in bold print, and then in the back, there's another location to be removed of concrete. Both of those areas of concrete brought our percentage way down from what it was from our previous meeting.
So where are the percentages noted on the plan here?
On the left-hand side, there's a legend.
Let's see.
I think the original one that we proposed was over 23%.
So you had it from 17.8 to 20.6.
There are different numbers on the plan.
So now it's 16 to 18.5, 16.1 to 18.5. It's still 2% increase, so he still needs his special.
I'm trying to see where it is on the plan here.
It's so small. I
Right there.
think this
Oh, there it is there. Okay, it's outside of the box legend. Okay. The existing is is that 16.1?
1, yes.
All right, and the
0.1.
proposed is 18.5. All right, so I have to
0.4.
change what we have here, but that's okay. All right, so it's actually improved. Is that safe to say?
Absolutely.
Now, what about the location of the garage?
That
Is it-
has not moved from the original location.
It didn't seem to me on the plan, but I just wanted to make sure. All right, so, gentlemen, any questions or comments?
I have none.
Doctor?
None, thanks.
All right, this is a public meeting, so if there's anyone in the audience that would like to speak either in favor or in opposition to this request, I ask you to come forward. I can report to the viewers at home that there's only one other person in the audience, and he's a representative for a case that's next on the agenda. So there being no one, either in opposition or in favor of this petition, we're going to move forward. We'll leave the public meeting hearing open until we get through some of the findings. And if we need you, we'll ask you some questions. All right, so, gentlemen, and I'm open to any comments on this. So we're gonna change some percentages at this point because I was going off the old numbers on this. 0.5. All right, the subject property is located at 9 Autumn Court, Dartmouth, Massachusetts, and is also known as Assessors Map 66, Lot 20-34. The property has been owned by Jason Rocha since June 2022 and is located in the Single Residence B Aquifer Zone 3 district. The petitioner seeks a special permit to
So
construct.
it's single residence B and the Aquifer Zone Overlay District, right? So
Yeah,
it's
put
a-
the- okay, single residence
It's
B and,
And Aquifer 3.
Aquifer Zone 3 Overlay District.
Right.
thank you. The petitioner seeks a special permit to construct a 32 by 38-foot storage building on the property. Petitioner seeks relief under Article 28, Section 375-28-6A1, special permit uses to increase lot coverage, which is presently 16.1% to 18.5%. The board finds that after review of the submitted plans, that the nature of the proposed 32 by 38-foot storage building is proposed in such a manner that it will be appropriate to the natural topography, soils, and other characteristics of the proposed site. And the board finds that the installation of the 32 by 38-foot storage building will not be detrimental to the neighborhood and is in harmony with the general purpose and intent of the zoning bylaw. We have as some conditions, the petitioner and/or subsequent owner will secure all the necessary permits and approvals from all applicable boards and agencies prior to the issuance of a building permit, and all restrictions and conditions imposed from any prior variances issued from this property or for this property shall remain in full force and effect, which I don't believe there are any, but if there are. And obviously, we're going to refer to the plans that have been submitted, especially the revised plan, right? We'll refer to both of them.
Mr. President.
Any questions?
I have none.
I have none.
Well, Doctor,
What is the use for this storage?
he has indicated prior to that he actually has vintage or some antique automobiles, and he has them stored at a different location, but he's going to be storing them at this location. So it's going to be to store vehicles. It's only a 3-car port garage, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So probably stores about 3, maybe if he has lifts, could store up to 6 cars. But there isn't going to be a tremendous amount of access to this. It's going to be where they're going to lie dormant, so to speak. Is that fair to say?
3 out of the 5 are not even registered.
3 out of the 5 are not even registered.
In other words, he doesn't run a business from that location.
No, he's not going to run a business. He understands that's a single residence B zoning district. You understand that, sir, right? There's no mechanics garage supposed to be going on here. No, you don't have any grease traps or anything like that, so.
Absolutely not.
So it's a place to have, big boy
Just want
cars.
them home, just want to keep them at one location, under one roof.
I get it. That answer your questions, Doc?
It does, but if you like to include it in it, fine. If not, don't include.
The thing is this, one of the things we're trying to shy away from is basically stating obvious restrictions when within the single residence B district, it specifically states what the allowed uses are, and one of them is not to have, you're not allowed to have a motor vehicle repair shop.
Accepted, no problems.
But thanks for your consideration and concern, Doctor.
Thank you.
Anything else, gentlemen? No. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. Gentlemen, if there's any more comments that we need to, or any more discussion that we need to have on the floor with this, I'm more than willing to entertain it. If not, I'll also entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve zoning case ZSP 25-1 for 9 Autumn Court, Dartmouth, with the listed findings and conditions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it.
All right.
Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, appreciate it, thank you very much. Thank you.
It was a little bit easier this time, no? Yeah. All right, moving on. The second matter on tonight's agenda is special permit ZSP 25-2. Gregory Jones is the petitioner. The owner is Henry Dormitzer, trustee. The subject property is 5 Narragansett Street, also known as map 100, lot 18. It's located within the single residence B district. The case was illegally advertised on February 27th and March 6th.
I make a motion that we waive the reading of the butters list.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. If anyone would like to determine or read the butters list, it would be available at the zoning board office. You can speak to Michelle Vieira, I'm sure she could provide it to you. The petitioner in this case is seeking a special permit to construct an accessory structure with a wet bar and bathroom to service the proposed in-ground swimming pool. The cabana is 14 by 24 with one open room and small bathroom with exterior shower. They're seeking relief under Article 8, Section 375-8.3B12. I'm going to read into the record the denial letter from the building inspector. And it indicates it's dated January 30th of this year. I've reviewed your application, and at this time, your proposal cannot be approved due to noncompliance with current zoning regulations. Proposed accessory structure with a wet bar and bathroom to service the proposed in-ground swimming pool they plan to build. The cabana is 14 by 24 feet or 336 square feet with one open room and small bathroom with exterior shower. Per 375-8.3, a special permit is required. Your application is being denied in the following sections of the Dartmouth zoning bylaw, and I'm going to read the first paragraph of it, and it's 375-8.3 special permit, Section B. Accessory buildings or structures with kitchen or bathroom facilities or accessory buildings or structures within which a kitchen, wet bar, bathroom, or any plumbing is installed, such as but not limited to cabanas, garages, or studios. Such an accessory use is allowed by special permit granted by the Board of Appeals if the following requirements. And one of them is what we have to determine that it's not to be used and converted into a residential unit, and there's going to be a restriction for the one-year inspection. That's the standard provision. And the subject property is located within the single residence B district. All right, so that's the denial letter. We do have some comments from town boards. The first is from the Board of Health. And I will read it, even though it's more within the purview of a septic system, more so that approval with the Board of Health. But it says, the Board of Health has approved on May 1st, 2024, a sewage disposal plan with a revised date of 9/22/24, which shows the proposed dwelling and future pool house to be connected to the sanitary sewage system. The owner has recorded at the Bristol County Registry of Deeds a grant of restrictive covenant, and that no building located on said property may have more than 7 bedrooms in total without prior written consent of the Board of Health. Furthermore, the Board of Health has signed off on the building permit, which will require Board of Health to sign off on the final occupancy permit once the following has been completed. The septic system has been installed and inspected by the Board of Health or any pump test for the system. Well, this is all Board of Health stuff, so those are their concerns. The DPW has their typical DPW regulations, rules, and specifications. And the DPW's completion of this step does not imply compliance with other town bylaws, which we are aware of, and thank you. So at this point in time, I'm going to call upon the petitioner, I believe it's their representative that's here tonight. State your name and address.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Greg Jones, architect doing business at 31 High Street in Dartmouth, representing Deborah Elfers and Mark Heffenreffer, the owners of the property. The owners bought the property, I think, about 2 years ago. We started a substantial restoration, renovation of the main house. Some pictures here. It's an historic house in Nonquit, so it's a significant project. We're lifting the house up, putting on a new foundation, and around Thanksgiving, they decided they would like to put a pool house in. So this sort of came after the fact. So we've designed a small, modest pool house on the water side of the property, a small, I think it's 16 by 22 in-ground pool. And as the bylaw states, any such cabana pool house with plumbing, we need to get your approval. The submitted site plan shows that we meet all setbacks, 21 plus feet from the rear yard, 70 feet from one side yard, and I don't know, probably another 80 feet from the other side lot. So I believe we're in compliance with all the other regulations, and as stated by some of the departments, assuming we move past tonight's hearing, we will be submitting a full set of drawings for the building department, which will go to the Board of Health, DPW, to make sure we satisfy all their requirements as well. So as you can see, I think it's about a little over an acre property. We're only at about, I don't know, maybe 15% lot coverage. structure itself is very modest, one story, one large room with a toilet and sink in one space, and a little wet bar in another that opens out onto the pool, dining area and sort of seating area. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
I don't have any questions at this time, but if there are any members of the board, I find it to be fairly straightforward, but if there's any members that have any questions, I give them the
I
floor.
have no questions, Mr. Chair. This is straightforward. It's a very modest structure, and the way it's designed, this is exactly book type of story, you know.
No, exactly, no, this is,
Cabana, I don't,
No, this
it's
is
a
great.
very nice structure, thank.
absolutely.
nice
But I
design.
do have a question, you know, what was the purpose of actually removing the foundation on this building?
So these old houses in Nonquit, three-quarters of them have no foundation, dirt crawl space on a couple piers and blocks. So as we started to look into renovating the house, going to put all this money into a house that has a dirt crawl space under it, it just didn't make sense. So in the scheme of things, while it's fairly expensive, there are a number of people in town, believe it or not, that all they do is lift buildings. So this building is about 5,000 or 6,000 square feet, and they have these hydraulic pumps that they put steel beams under the building, and they go up inch, inch, inch. Nothing cracks, the plaster, the bricks, everything stays. It's an incredible thing to watch. So now it's back on its foundation with a real basement under it, which hopefully will serve the house well for another 100 years.
Pretty amazing.
It's fascinating to watch it, especially houses that are big. The smaller ones, you can kind of understand, but some of these bigger houses, and they work underneath it for months, forming the foundation with this giant house over their head on cribbing, and yeah. They deserve a lot of credit. I won't do it.
All right.
The cabana is one level, correct? Yeah, that's what I thought. I looked at it and I said, I don't really have any problem with this. Is it just fortuitous that they bought a house on Narragansett Ave?
I've asked him that. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
In the back of my pickup truck, before I met them, I have a Narragansett beer sticker, so he picked up on it right away. It says "Howdy, neighbor." So, yeah.
All right, so it is a public meeting. I do have to announce, if there's anyone in the audience who would like to speak either in favor or in opposition to this petition, you could do so and come forward. I can represent to the viewers at home that other than the petitioner's representative, Mr. Jones, there's no one else in the audience here tonight. So I don't think we're going to get any opposition or any proponents at this time. So we're going to move on to maybe making some findings. We'll leave the public hearing open, gentlemen?
Sure.
Now, there's only one thing I want to clarify with you. Do you want me to refer to this as, the building inspector refers to it as an accessory structure, or do you want me to refer to it as a cabana?
Cabana, I think.
Cabana? Okay. Then we'll have to change a couple
I have
things.
something like, has been owned by Henry, he's a trustee for the owner
Narragansett, oh, it is Narragansett.
houses, so I'm gonna put
Well, I saw this from the, well, let's check the documents that we had.
yeah, see, it says,
Oh,
on
it
the owner,
does.
yeah,
I went off of this one. See, that's
yeah.
what I went off of. That's who
Which
it is.
Yeah,
But you got someone else. So, we just got a little discrepancy here. The town they may not be up to date, but the town records currently show that the owner of the property is Henry Dormitzer trustee.
Correct. He's the trustee for the Elfer family.
Okay, so that's who holds title to the property.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so that's who it is. All right, so we got that right.
So it's up to date, the assessor's info.
All right. All right, gentlemen, so some findings. The subject property is located at 5 Narragansett Street, Dartmouth, Massachusetts, and is also known as Assessors Map 100, Lot 18. The property has been owned by Henry Dormitzer, trustee, since July 2024, and is located in the Single Residence B zoning district. The existing dwelling on the property is served by town water and private septic. The petitioner seeks a special permit to construct a 14-foot by 24-foot, one-story cabana with wet bar, small bathroom, and exterior shower. Petitioners seek relief under Article 8, Section 375-8.3B12, Special Permit Uses, accessory buildings or structures within which kitchen, wet bar, bathroom, or any plumbing is installed. The board finds that after review of the submitted plans, that the nature of the proposed plumbing, wiring, or other utilities is not proposed in such a manner so that the proposed structure could be used or converted into an additional residential unit. And the board finds that the addition of the accessory structure will not be detrimental to the neighborhood and is in harmony with the general purpose and intent of the zoning bylaw. And for conditions, basically, they would require all necessary permits and the usual language, and I will relay this to you because just as a matter of practice, if you could relay to your clients that it's subject to a one-year inspection to determine the accessory building or the cabana has not been converted into an additional residential unit. I'm not singling you out, it's just something that is a matter of practice, and I usually have the petitioners here themselves, but you're here on their behalf if you could relay that to them.
I certainly will.
And the rest of it is that all prior restrictions and conditions are still in full force and effect. So at this point in time, gentlemen, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. If there's any other comment or discussion that needs to be had, we'll entertain that. If not, I can move forward on the motion.
Straightforward.
I make a motion that we approve zoning board case ZSP 25-2 for 5 Narragansett Street.
Hold on, I have Narragansett Avenue. Is it street or
Yeah,
avenue? Well,
the
it's
plan-
street on one thing. It is, I guess it is street. On my document, actually, the title is wrong on my document, but in the body, it's correct. So, it's Narragansett Street, you're correct. Sorry. You want to restart the motion again?
Sure. I make a motion that we approve zoning case ZSP 25-2 for 5 Narragansett Street, Dartmouth, with the suggested findings and conditions previously stated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. Congrats, good luck.
Good luck.
I'm sure it's going to look nice at the end.
Alrighty,
So now,
Actually, it's the house.
moving on to the administrative portion of tonight's meeting. First, we have review and approval of administrative minutes of February 26, 2025.
Let me just find it.
Dr. Agai, any comments?
Whatsoever, no.
No comments.
I have no
none, Mr.
comment.
Chair.
I don't have any either. I'll entertain a motion, gentlemen.
Make a motion that we approve the review and approval of administrative minutes of February 26, 2025.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have
Aye.
it.
Aye.
Next is review and approval of variance ZAV 24-16 for 2 Featherbed Lane.
I have no comments, Mr. Chair.
I have nothing to add.
No comments either. I'll entertain a motion, gentlemen.
Make a motion that we approve the review and approval of variance ZAV 24-16 for 2 Featherbed Lane.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. And next, and moving on, is review and approval of special permit ZAV 24-20 for 2 Featherbed Lane.
That's the special
That's-
permit. yeah.
That's the one we just did, is, oh, we're
But the
doing
other
them
one's
both
a
together.
variance, right? yeah.
The other one's a variance, this one.
Oh,
Right?
No, this is a special permit.
Yeah, this is,
It's just been indicated wrong. It's indicated as ZAV. It's ZSP. No problem. We're going to change that. ZSP.
24-20, right? Make a motion that we approve the review and approval of special permit ZSP 24-20 for 2 Featherbed Lane.
second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes
Aye.
have it. Next is review and approval of special permit ZSP 24-22.
We're really approving the minutes.
Yeah, they approve the minutes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Review minutes of,
Yes, it should say minutes, right? I'm not- So the title, it says review and approval of the special permit minutes for
Minutes, yeah,
ZSP
yeah,
24-22
minutes,
for
yeah,
263
we
Elm
just
Street,
add the minutes, yeah.
261 Elm Street.
I have nothing to add.
I have no comments, Mr. Chair.
Neither do I.
I make a motion that we approve the special permit minutes for ZSP-24-22 as written.
Aye. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. I think we're all a little tired today. Review and approval of variance ZAV 24 variance minutes of ZAV 24-16, 286 State Road.
I have nothing, Mr. Chair.
Neither do I, gentlemen.
I don't have
I
that.
don't either. I'm looking at it. I don't think I saw this one.
Oh, ZAV 24-16.
2416? Oh, that's together with
Well,
2420.
that's the signage. That's the signage for the Chick-fil-A, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but that's together with a special permit as well,
Yeah,
right?
they're in the same minutes.
One?
Yeah. You put them together with this. Yeah,
No,
well,
no, 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 no. This is Featherbed Lane,
okay, but you got this title for this.
Right.
And you got that title for that.
because it's a separate one.
Oh,
Did I not give it to
24.
you? So,
You put it,
You don't have the,
and you got it.
This is wrong.
okay, so why don't we just
We'll-
defer this one,
We'll defer it.
please? Defer it.
Yes?
Okay.
So we will not move forward on review and approval of variance minutes for ZAV 24-16, 286 State Road. There's no rush, that was just last time anyway.
Yeah.
And that's for the Chick-fil-A one. All right, gentlemen. So now, we have one other issue. We haven't discussed this at all. We have been presented with review for approval and for review, comprehensive permit rules and regulations. So these are the rules and regulations that applicants need to abide by when they submit applications for comprehensive permits. Now, there have been some significant, I don't know, well, I can't say significant, but there have been some changes. Now, how significant they are, I have yet to make that determination, but I've been provided with this. This was part of our packet. Unfortunately, I did not have an opportunity to review this, gentlemen. I don't
Nor
know if
did
you
I.
reviewed it. Did you,
No.
Attorney? Yeah, I did not either. I thought it was just being provided to us just for, supplemental purposes in case we wanted to review it, but they need this actually reviewed and signed by us. And at this point in time, I'm going to table it for the next meeting. And you and I have agreed it would be for April,
23rd.
I got the date, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Michelle, you told me, but I don't remember. April 23rd. So gentlemen, we're gonna table this. I ask
for
that
the
between
next-
now and then, that if you have, good bedtime reading, take a look at this, because we're gonna have to sign off. Attorney Newman, I know you're not the one to sign off on this, because the other actual member of the board is Mr. Gardner, but I don't know, I think I'm gonna reach out to Mr. Gardner to find out if he wants to review it, and if he wants to adopt it. If not, we might have to make a change, and maybe have you sign it in his place. But we'll discuss how that's gonna be.
The real question is that kosher?
I don't know.
I was told we could have the two.
Just the two?
We could have the two.
All right, so if just the two are, then,
Okay.
but at some point, we're gonna have to create another member, and we'll discuss that as well. Well, so are we all, obviously, we're okay with putting this on for the next hearing?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
And hopefully by then, we'll all have an opportunity, and if there's any proposed changes, we can discuss what those are. All right. Any other business that needs to be discussed, gentlemen?
I have none.
Doctor?
I'm so glad that you're gonna postpone that one for the next month.
Thank you.
Review it, it gives us a chance to review all of.
Yes,
them.
will give us an opportunity, yes. That's a good, yes, thank you. I'll entertain a motion to close, to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye, the ayes have it.